Hi, how are you? It's Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. Feels like it's a Monday, but yeah, there's no rest for the wicked and the righteous don't need it. I haven't had a day off, and I don't know how long. Oh my gosh. Anyway, because if you're not attending to one thing, you're attending to another. So, let's just take this moment here. Okay, we're almost lit. Okay. Alright, so I'm using the sage bundle here, and let's get some smudge in. And so you're like, what do I do? And I go, this is what you do. So like when the smoke is coming on the screen, you take your face close, and you take your hand and you just bring it in like this, okay? From the screen towards you. So I do this, and I'm giving you some smudge, and you're over here doing this, and then I'm going to smudge my mouth that I speak authentically, and then smudge my hands that when I touch the cards, that they are truthful and authentic and shine light on that energy. So I am using the sacred, or no, what do they call, Earth Warriors deck today. And it is the one that I call Carlos Santana. I'm like, every time I'm like, where's my Carlos Santana music playing? When I'm, messing around with these cards. And then I'll hear, you got your ways, baby, And I'm like, I can hear Carlos playing. However, I can't find my Carlos Santana. I do have one by a guy named Bombino. And it is actually, hey Donna, how are you? This guy, it's like, they call it gosh, darn it, I can't remember what it's called. But essentially what it is, it's like the blues, but out of the Sahara blues, out of the Sahara desert. So it's, like Arabic blues, and it's very interesting because they have been extremely influenced by Dire Straits, Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin, a lot of rock music from the West, Muddy Waters, a lot of old blue skies. And they have a very, very unique sound. But his name is Bombino, and I was like, yeah, but I can't play it in the background because I don't have the copyright, and nail my video for that. I'm like, golly. I doubt that he would be tripping if he found out I played a snippet of his music on my little Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, whatever, video. But anyway, somebody's not getting their cut, I guess, and so they're the ones with that mind. So I'm using the Earth Warriors deck. It's the one that has an Aztec-y feel to it. I always kind of think of Carlos Santana, and I think it has to do with the colors that are in it, but they're really pretty Mesoamerican vibe to them. Okay, come on. They're not like talking to me today. All right, so how about you give us a little insight into what's going on around us. And I'm like, just please don't drop all over the floor, okay? So we got a chunk of them right here that separated out from the rest of the deck, so that's what we're going to roll with. And we already smudged here, so y'all ready to rock and roll? As it's, yeah. Okay, let's take a look at this. This is about things looking ugly. and I'm talking aesthetically. It's like looking around, and whether you just remodeled everything or you're, looking around your house, you're looking around your office, looking around your place of where you work, and you're like, ugh. So I don't like it. I don't feel good here. So this is about recognizing that there's some ugly And I'm meaning that aesthetically, not in behavior. It's like looking around and going, ugh, this place is kind of gross. All right, it's that kind of feeling that I'm talking about. It's not about a person, it's about where you are, okay? And you recognize that there's some parts of it that you don't like. So, on this is a, how do I say that? This is a, you're on your own path on this particular journey that you're going on, that you're recognizing that there are things that you aesthetically want to change around you. You realize, and that's kind of going to be an obstacle because we all like to work in teams, right? Makes life a little bit easier when we know we've got somebody that we're working with on that. And the message that I'm getting on here is the obstacle is you're going to be going solo on this. This is a solo event. This is some solo work. Yeah, you thought you were going to get some assistance and some help in this, and you just now realized, no, nobody's there to help you. You are on your own. So, what are you worried about when you're doing this on your own? What are you actually worried about? Because, I'm looking at this chick, and the feeling I get from her is worry and grief. So on this path that you're on and you're walking by yourself, or you feel like you're walking by yourself, right? You got a little worry and grief, okay? But I want you to pay attention to something that's really striking, and that's all of these feathers that are around you and around your head, okay? So let's get a little bit on the angelic woo-woo. So when you see that white feather, I know they're not white, but when you see that feather, that means an angel was by, especially if it's in an area that feathers normally wouldn't be, or, whatever the folklore is that's with that. But the feathers often are very symbolic for angelics or celestial beings, maybe even like my animal guides. So when you're looking at this picture, and this is what I'm telling you, I'm seeing is that you're going to feel a little grieved about the fact that you're going to have to walk this path alone. You're going to have to determine what is beautiful for you. You've been listening and you've been having people tell you what's beautiful or what to like, that now you're realizing you've surrounded yourself, body, mind, and spirit, with things that you really don't like. And that means that you're going to have to clear that air and then fill in that space with what does represent you. Okay, so that's a really important task on there, but you're not, even though you're walking that path alone, you're really not alone, okay? There is every bit of spiritual guidance that's around you. You're going to have a little bit of resentment that tries to creep up in through this. And I'm like, how is this a help? Because this is like technically in my help area. And I'm like, how in the heck is that a help? Normally we don't want to feel resentful and etc. And I'm like, remember, it's just an emotion. And I'm not trying to downplay the fact that resentment is an emotion, but it's just an emotion. You can feel it really quickly and let it go. And it's like recognizing that it exists and then let it go. Recognize that the resentment exists and then let go of your connection with it, because that resentment is really more of something along of kind of holding you accountable and you taking action on eliminating what doesn't bring you joy, what doesn't bring you happiness, and what doesn't bring you peace. So this is how that resentment becomes a help. It allows you to rework those boundaries and let some particular things go. And then somebody's over here going, I don't want to go that deep. Well, you don't have to go that deep. But one way or another, whether you do it this week when it crops up or you do it 6 months down the road, you're going to have to start confronting the things that you're feeling resentment with, and then changing what you will accept or what your boundaries are would be probably a next step with that. All right, so what's the end result in this? And I'm like, it's a really cool thing. It says Pono, immeasurable power of the heart way. And I'm going to say, so the end result here is that, yeah, you're going to have some sticky confrontation, because you're going to have to recognize what you don't feel groovy with, what's not bringing you love or joy, or not so much the love, but joy, or that you're finding aesthetically beautiful. And you're going to have to confront it and let it go. And when you work through that, and start taking a little bit of accountability on it, it actually elevates you to a much better place, and you're leading a much more authentic and integrity-filled life, not only to yourself, but in how you connect and work with others. So even though it's going to be some of that uncomfortable energy that you really just don't sometimes want to mess with, yeah, it's about time. Just go ahead and do it. Right now you've got a lot of support. Even though you felt like you're all alone, remember there were 5 feathers on each side. So that's telling me we got a lot of and a lot of good celestial entities, a lot of angelics working with us. And even though they're not like blatantly up in our face, they're there giving support and probably a little bit of direction. I'm sure when there's a little flash and light, we're like, okay, this is the way I'm supposed to go. Okay. All right, so I hope you enjoyed today's reading. It's the Tuesday afternoon. Gets you looking into the next couple of days, and then I'll probably see you Thursday or Friday for the weekend report. So peace, love, and harmony. Do me a big favor. Give me a heart. A heart. Yes, I'm asking for a heart. Please. Comment where you're watching from. That's always groovy to know. And then don't forget to follow, subscribe, and how about share me with other people, like-minded. Thank you, Donna. I'm going to tell you, every time I start, since I have started, every time of purposefully smudging my mouth and then smudging my hands, I find that the flow in my reading, when I'm reading, is so much easier, and I actually have this sense that I can go a little deeper into what that message is. So I really, I'm a firm believer in affirmation. I'm a firm believer in giving thanks to Creator above and the whole posse up there. And I'm a real big advocate and believer in a little bit of smudge. Whether it's the ceremony of it, ritual of it, or all the good vibration from that very healthy herb or whatever. I don't know what it is. I don't care what it is. I just feel like since I started being more purposeful with it, that my readings are much better. And so thank you so much for your feedback. you know, I'm only amazing because I surround myself with amazing people, and that includes my followers and my friends over here on my Facebook, my YouTube, my Instagram. Even though I don't know, Instagram's kind of weird. You know, sometimes that energy is strange. But it's all, you know, because of you guys that I feel like I'm allowed to flow that energy. So peace, have a beautiful afternoon, and I hope to hear from you guys very soon. Even if it's just a hello, my name is. That's groovy. I love it.